Here we are in our little Acton commune again.
Commune.
3 people live here.
Lee's Garage, probably the last one we're going to do for the season.
Yeah.
It's not the last one we're doing, but last one we're doing for the season.
Yeah.
And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again. As usual, our Loosey Goosey show with our Loosey Goosey chime time.
Yeah.
Thanks to Mark Panopoulos for that. He's always one of our valued viewers. And I'm sorry, I just had the biggest brain fart. We had another viewer contact us again through Facebook. Andrew Crane. Thank you so much for contacting us through YouTube. And you love our videos, so thank you so much. That's very cool.
And he's listening and viewing in the UK.
Yeah.
I think Northern Ireland.
That's fantastic, man. We love it.
He was an Acton boy.
Yeah, he went here, and I know the name. Like I said, Andrew,
I remember the name.
I know the name, and
I think he did a video once where he did some poems.
Or something. He still has family here.
Yeah. So Andrew, hello, buddy. Over there.
Thanks for joining us, and hope you're enjoying the news, the local news that we bring you every week here on our Loosey Goosey show, because you know it's Loosey Goosey. Big Daddy Russ Horton, I'm Lee Lake and Leah Wood, of course, behind the scenes and on the behind the camera, and not a really busy week this week.
No, it's one of those slow weeks. We're brought to you by Max Tires, of course, 61 Guelph Street, 905-873-9255, and you guys. Notice I don't have my yellow binder today, and that's usually I'm terrible with phone numbers. The problem with me is, as a journalist, I have to remember so many things. I have to write things down, and you know that and there's several people like me in the biz that have to write because you got so much going on there, and so many things to remember.
It's okay, I'll remind you.
Yeah. I know. She's up my ass.
That too. So there's always that backup.
But you know what? Max Tires, great deal on tires and accessories. Very sexy.
That time of the year,
accessories, and you've got to start thinking about getting your tires changed into the wintertime tires because
I got a beautiful set of those. Look at those tires on that car.
Very nice.
Those are nice and meaty.
Very nice.
I get through the winter no problem, thanks to.
We have a radio reunion coming up in Georgetown.
Yeah, next Saturday
at the
symposium.
And hello to my buddy and pal, what's his name again? Gavin. I'm only kidding.
No, you're kidding.
No. I'm kidding because I saw Gavin grow up. Okay. Him and his brother, and Gavin's dad, who used to play for Tottenham Hotspur one time. Ray.
That's right.
Ray.
That's right.
And great guy. And I love them all. And they're hosting us at the symposium. It's a radio reunion, so.
Lots of voices there.
Lots of voices there. We're going to have an open mic and just leave it open on the thing, and they turn the pot down when you go up and just say what you want, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great because the last one, of course, was at the Gib, and we were talking about that. And now you drive downtown Georgetown. Sorry, people. Yeah. I saw it 2 days ago, and I was wowed, and it was like getting kind of pretty dark, so I still didn't. You don't get that, so this time of night down there must be just...
I didn't see the whole thing down. I haven't seen that yet. But I saw it on Facebook, on the Tell and Sell, and my heart just sank.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it since they even started, and I think I just will let it alone till it's done.
Yeah. So,
it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, but you had that reunion there, what was that, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
About 10 years ago? That went really well. That went really well. There was a lot of guys showed up, man.
Well, we had a bunch of guys from Chum. We had Scott Carpenter from Chum.
Right.
And we had CKLW guys there. We had FM 108, where I spawned from.
Yeah.
And all the old guys.
From.
Well, yeah. It's a different era.
Too funny, brother.
Most of us that used to be on radio in the old days are on online now, like you and I.
Yeah.
Pete. I was going to say Pete and Gates. What am I doing? I'm showing my age. Not Pete and Gates. Humble and Fred. They're doing very well. And I love their stuff.
A lot of podcasting going on. Basically, what we're doing really, and what we're doing, we're getting those hits too as well. So we're doing something right.
We're doing it for fun more than anything.
Yeah. Well, that is. We're not getting paid.
But we have viewers and listeners all over the world, and we love that. Now, the big story this week in Halton Hills. I have to remember which show we were doing there for a minute.
Right.
I'm going to wander off into my worldwide show stuff. A violent robbery in Georgetown started with an online transaction. This is according to the Independent. Halton police are investigating an online transaction that allegedly resulted in a robbery. And this all happened on Friday, October the 7th. Listen to this stuff. The victim was reportedly selling a phone online. He had arranged for the would-be buyer to pick up the device at a Guelph Street residence, according to the police. Around 10:45 p.m., the two men attended the dwelling, but instead of paying for the phone, it's alleged that they attempted to grab it and run away.
Great.
And police say a struggle ensued. Of course, he's a Georgetown boy. You don't mess with us.
Yeah.
And during which it's alleged the victim was punched by one of the men, who then fled in a vehicle with the phone. The suspects are described as black with slim builds, 5'9", 5'10". One man wore a black top, red pants. Second individual wore a black hat and was dressed in all black. A third suspect may have been waiting in the vehicle outside the getaway car.
That description's looking a little bit like you there, big fella.
That's right.
That's what I said.
I was wondering there for a moment. Holt police have previously noted that they have a buy and sell exchange zone in the visitor parking lot of the Oakville station at 95 Walk Drive. And the area is under video surveillance. So that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, and this is the thing, is you have this stuff, like Marketplace and Kijiji and Craigslist and all this stuff that goes on. How do you track this stuff, right?
Well, how do you know what I really have a hard time doing, and you do too, with the Telling Cells and with the Halton Hills online radio page, is weeding out all the shit that comes in.
Yeah.
The dating sites.
Oh, no, I've had
duct cleaners.
I've had so much practice, because what we have on our radio station, nothing.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Do you get them on the Telling Cells?
Oh God, yeah.
I've seen them the odd time.
But you got to remember, the other side of the coin is the people that are being added is it's a private group, so we have to add them.
Yeah.
Literally in an hour, there's 30 or 40, and 25 of those are all from other countries. They're fake accounts and bots.
Well, I run a few groups on Facebook, and I must admit, before I let anyone in, if somebody's been on Facebook for 5 weeks, then give me a break. 20 years I can see, or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
10, 15
and this is the thing. I just want to put that warning out to people that when you're doing stuff like that, try to meet in a public place where there's lots of people around, so that things like this don't happen. Having people show up at your front door to do an exchange of products, and you don't know who these people are.
I'll meet you at the food court in the mall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, try and do it here, pal.
Yeah.
You got about 5,000 George Tony's
and you know what?
If
they're gonna scam you, they're not gonna show.
That's right.
There's no way they're gonna show. So, just protect yourself as best you can, and that's all we can.
When is the election day, actually?
24.
24th?
I thought it was the 18th, but no, that's a. Well,
we're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
I thought it was the 18th. Well, again, this is how just so misinformed we are.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate.
I know that they had a debate there.
But municipal elections are very different, right? Parliamentary and then federal. You have just different ways of everything being formatted. So we've got a lot of. We've got 5, I think it's 5 candidates that we have. Nearly 200 attendees had joined an event held at the John Elliott Theatre in Georgetown. Residents had the opportunity to share questions at the beginning of the event. And, as the town continues to grow, the candidates were asked when would they consider creating or expanding on public transportation. This has been a topic for a long, long time. And you can go back to even to the Telling Cells. There's been some heated, and I mean freaking heated, discussions about this public transportation. So that seemed to be
point.
At this meeting they had on, or debate they had on October 11th. This seemed to be the topic of choice. I think from pretty much the 200 plus people that were there. Robert Godardi, one candidate, said now is the time, suggesting development of a local transit system in the Halton Hills. Candidate Ken Page said, well, the town's existing transportation services aimed at older adults, youth, and individuals with disability are a good support. A large demographic is left with no public transit options whatsoever. Sounds like a very vague answer to me in a lot of ways. Candidate Brian Lewis, who's currently serving his 5th term as Ward 2 councillor, suggested a replication of Innisfil's local transportation system with a greater detail to make it unique to Halton Hills, a limited but regular service that would work for the town, he added. And then Godarty also added at the end that he'd like to see a connection of Halton Hills and Steeles Avenue. So the Milton connection we've been talking about right here on this show for what?
How many years now?
Like
2 years?
constantly.
How many years have we been doing this?
Possibly, for now, a single line loop. Individuals in attendance seem to appreciate that idea already.
Would solve everything.
It would solve so many problems. Being able to access Milton from Georgetown or Acton would be, it's...
Good one, Rob. Rob Guittardi said that.
So, some of them are thinking about it. Unfortunately, some of those answers to me seem very vague. But something has to be done. As much as people are against it, especially people that have grown up and lived here, don't want it. They've blatantly said it on the telecells for the last 2 years. And whenever somebody even posted anything about public transit, talk about light up like a Christmas tree. But there's a lot of new people that live here. And you look in Acton even here, look at the new homes here, the new ones down at the end of Church Street. There's a lot of new building going on in Halton Hills, and it's growing. So something's got to be done.
Well, I think that Robert Guittardi actually... What is she doing this for?
You're lighting up again. You're lighting up again.
Am I godly?
Oh, she's back here.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, baby, for the jelly tots.
Oh, the jelly tots.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart.
We got to remember, though, that one store is a little stale, so we got to go to the other one.
Jelly tots are, when I grew up in England, were my all-time favorites.
Oh, God.
Probably the biggest reason I have a bulge around my waist. One of them, anyway.
Well, cheeseburgers don't help.
Cheeseburgers don't help. But licorice all sorts. British candies are so good, eh? We have British store here in Acton.
Sweet Molly's.
Sweet Molly's. Cool. We should go there sometime. Check. Oh, God, can you imagine us in there? No, Sweet Molly's. I've just had a vision from God. There you go. All right, let's get on with what we're talking about here. Now, as I was saying, Rob Guittardi, and I'm not we don't push anybody on this show for that. That's why we leave it to the other media and let them do that. But I do know Robert Guittardi. He used to be my boss 20 years ago.
That's right, yeah.
He owned Rolly Scagnetti's in Mississauga, which many of you might remember. I was the DJ and the bouncer. I was working in radio back when I was young and crazy and wild. And we were right across the street from the Metalworks Hotel, Triumphs.
Yeah.
Metalworks. So we used to have Platinum Blonde come in there and dance to their own songs. You know what I mean? On the dance floor on a Saturday night. They'd be recording an album, and the girls are there. Let's go over to the bar. Come on, lads. And they were the greatest guys I have ever met in music.
Oh, Rob Laidlaw, the bass player. I've known him for years. We're good friends.
But Rob Guittardi, I do know him, and I must admit. But it's going to be interesting, and may the best person win.
Absolutely.
For the federal or the
election is coming up though soon, as you can tell by the multitude of signs across our.
There's too many,
country.
Man.
It's ridiculous.
There's too many. Like the only people who really are benefiting from this are the sign makers.
I said this, I think, a few weeks ago. It almost insults me to make them think that we're that stupid that we didn't see the other 3,600 that we just passed. That you need to add another one.
Did you see all the all of them at the corner of Mountain View and Guelph Street?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's the center of our town geographically nowadays, but come on, guys.
Well, it's like that coming in when I come in to Acton. When you come from Wellington, up Regional Road 25, on the right-hand side, just before you come in and you start to go down, it's just like...
Yeah, it's just like...
Now,
all right, we do got to talk about some COVID stuff.
Well, COVID, it's still here. It's not going
we're
anywhere.
seeing more numbers, right?
And it's getting colder outside, and the flu season is coming.
Kids
and
are
we're
at
gonna
school, running around.
God, I hope we don't have to wear masks again, though.
Oh, God forbid.
Well, we're coming in winter, so I don't think we're going to see quite as many people going out and mingling and partying, and
There's a lot of colds and flu started as well.
Well, that too.
Right.
Halton Region reported 3 deaths. COVID-19 hospitalizations in the region continue to climb. The deaths included a Burlington resident between the ages of 40 and 59, Oakville resident, between the age of 60 and 79, and a Halton Hills resident over the age of 80. And it brings the total related to COVID-19 to 16 since the beginning of September. So it's going up.
Yeah.
The number of people being treated for COVID-19 in Halton's hospitals jumped by 20%, as you were saying, over the last week. So now we're at 15 minutes. I know, because she's standing there going like this.
Actually, you caught it this time. I didn't, so that's good.
Well, you look down all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice that about him? He's always looking down.
Right.
Look at her laughing. I know how to get her going. It's not that hard.
But we knew we were going to see this happen, right? We knew we were going to see some numbers increase.
I just hope we don't have to wear masks.
No, I totally agree with you on that, my friend.
If I'm around a senior, I put a mask on, because they're the vulnerable ones, just like the flu. And
I think
what am I
the
talking about? I'm senior in some categories myself.
I try to avoid seniors like I avoid babies.
Yeah.
Because they just need that much attention, and I just don't want to give them that
much
attention.
Oh, you watched that episode 2 of Seinfeld, with the baby.
The baby.
Because she's a baby.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
The dingo ate your baby. You remember that? What a great show that was.
Awesome show. Some cool news story here. We love to see this, and people always do. Like, I've had tons of cards with scratch and win and Lotterio ticket or whatever, quick pick or whatever they call it. Well, this one turned out to be beauty as far as birthday gifts go, for sure. The one lady, Judy Fellhafer, received is tough to beat. This one. Fellhafer's friends gave her a Lotto Max ticket from the September 9th draw. The ticket matched the final 6 of 7 encore numbers in order, earning that Georgetown woman $100,000.
Imagine that.
Juicy $100,000. I called my one friend who gave me the ticket, and they thought something was wrong because I was crying. When I told them, she started to cry too, and it was that special moment to share with my friends. So that's
isn't that something?
That's awesome. Yeah,
and congratulations to you.
It definitely make your life a lot easier.
We have a lot of listeners and
viewers,
and viewers out there that know these people and go, "Oh my God,
yeah,
oh my God, let's give them a call."
Yeah, let's.
Hey,
when's the party?
I haven't talked to you in 6 years.
When's the party?
We're talking about the millionaire. She just went to go put her top on there. And,
put her top on.
What is that? What is that called? A shawl.
Shawl.
She's got her own shawl.
Poncho.
So it's, we had a bad accident. Cyclists.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest with you, I normally watch a lot, but I didn't see this week.
Halton Regional Police investigating a crash in Halton Hills on Thanksgiving Day Monday, which is last week. That is, it landed a cyclist in hospital, life-threatening injuries. The person didn't die, we would have heard about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But bad accident. The crash occurred sometime after 4 p.m. in the area of 4th Line and 17 Side Road.
It's a busy road.
It is.
Very busy road.
The cyclist collided with a pickup truck, according to Halton Police. And, one thing I've noticed is when you're driving the rural roads like that, is that a lot of people don't really stop at stop signs.
There's a lot of cyclists on
There's
those.
a lot. 4th Line?
They should give the cyclists their own road because I tell you, I love the cyclists, don't get me wrong, but they're putting their lives in their hands.
And they
not only
miles,
that.
It'd be hard to accommodate just them.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely that road's
share
got
a road
to be,
with the
yeah,
cyclists.
it's gotten such a busy road. They really almost need to widen it so that the cyclists do have the room.
Yes.
There's that to me. If you're gonna start allowing the cyclists to do these kinds of things, because you get times too where they're riding in bunches down there, and they're not allowed to do that. You're not supposed to be doing that
not allowed
unless you're in a organized event with police and security and all this stuff. Then they're allowed to do it. But these guys that ride in these big bunches, and they do it a lot on 4th Line. But again, I also give them credit as well, because there's really no shoulders there. You know what I mean?
Nice
it doesn't give them very much room. And being a hill, it's Halton Hills. We have hills everywhere. So being blind, when you're coming up on a cyclist in a car, cyclist here, you're in a car here on a hill, you can't pass them. You can't, because you got another car coming the other way. There's just no room for everybody to fit, and that's where it becomes a problem, right? So,
well, you know, I knew we were going to hear about that sooner or later, because I often, and it's just an accident waiting to happen, because you got a whole, you're coming down, and you got to remember there's not that much room, as you said, on either side. So you've got people coming this way on the road in a car, you're going this way in your car, you've got all of them. Now, all it takes is one of the drivers to misjudge, come out, and the other guy doesn't stop, and you've got a big accident.
Oh yeah.
And you're traveling at 60 to 80 clicks, right?
Exactly. You know, everybody down there is doing between 60 and 80.
Yeah.
That's a given, right? So it's unfortunate. And again, like I say, if the town really wants to support the cycling program, then you really need to make the infrastructure, the roads, cycling friendly. Yeah. Widen them out a little bit. Give that extra space on the side of the road.
Exactly.
The town of Halton Hills is bringing back programming and celebration of Small Business Week. I remember them doing this last year. It's going to run from October 16th to the 22nd to support new and growing businesses. The Picture Perfect, a DIY photography event, is geared to local small businesses, including startups, home-based businesses, and entrepreneurs. The initiative offers free studio space and equipment at the Georgetown Public Library and includes information on best practices for product photography. So you can check out the library website and find out more information on that. Sounds like pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. There's lots of things going on with the town, and we like the
stay
town
on top of that.
Yeah, we post all that, Leah. Can you see me at all in there, or is it godly?
I give up.
Yeah, that's okay. If you're wondering
it's fall weather, man.
If you're wondering why my that's all right. We leave it at that.
That's why.
I am going to lean back and just like my FM radio days. You know what I mean? Lean back. It's okay. Big Daddy's ready to go here now. All right, so we've got
more jelly tots.
Did you hear what's happening in the Glen? We've got a new crosswalk coming up, and this is a great tribute. You know, it's a time for healing now, and you know,
and recognizing,
and of course we just had a day for that. But you can join GIMA Chief Stacy LaForme and Mayor Rick Bennett on October the 17th at 11 a.m. in Glen Williams at the intersection of Main and Confederation Streets to inaugurate the recently installed orange crosswalk.
Very cool.
Which I think is cool. And those attending are encouraged to wear orange to show their support and commitment to reconciliation and to participate in the Moccasin Identifier Project. Now, the orange crosswalk is part of the town's ongoing efforts to move forward on the path to truth and reconciliation. As we were just saying, it is a symbol to honor the Indigenous children who did not return home from residential schools and to show support for the survivors.
The genocide, you mean? Sorry?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's all right, that's what it is. Yeah. But you know what? The wonderful thing about these crosswalks is you think of that person or those people
every time you see it.
Every time you see it.
Yep.
Same with the Pride crosswalk. So, and you know, and it's a great way of, because we have a lot going on up here. You know, we have a lot of information in 2023 going through these, and we need to be constantly reminded about that.
Yep.
And I love the orange color. The orange color symbolizes.
And you know what? I drive by it every day, every second day. Mel's now living in Glen Williams, so it's right at Preston's, people, just so you know. That's right at Preston's. It really makes the crosswalk more visible, too, as well. Yeah. It's and like you said, every time I see it, I know exactly what that orange crosswalk means. I know what it stands for.
And Glen Williams was right in the center of many. There was a. They were talking about remains being found in Glen Williams. So, yes, it's the perfect place for that.
Yeah, it looks great. I've seen it already, and it looks fantastic. So that's Monday.
And that's probably one of the last jobs that Rick's going to do before he heads to Wasaga. And his fishing rod, and his snowmobile, and his slippers.
And his pups, and his dogs.
And his doggies.
Yes, definitely his dogs.
It's just, it's coming down. So you know what, Rick, thank you very much for how many years?
Well, again, we were honored to be with them on the Pride one. That was a fantastic one. That was a great day, actually. It was a great event. had a lot of fun, and lots of our other media, friends were there as well. So,
now, of course,
very, very cool.
We're having a radio reunion in Georgetown.
Yeah,
on October 22nd. What's happening that day?
We're hoping that it all goes as planned. Our friends at the town of Halton Hills Hydro have announced a planned power outage for Saturday, October 22nd, from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. They say it's going to happen, affecting approximately 13,000 customers in Halton Hills, including some of the town facilities as well. The power outage is being monitored by Halton Hills Hydro, and please refer to their website they have and for planned outage maps and additional information and all that stuff. So
that's going to be
Saturday morning, 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. And if you're smart and you have really expensive computers, power them down. You might as well, just to be safe. Doesn't hurt. You can do some updates and power them down and do all that stuff, and that's probably a good night to do it.
Make sure everything's charged up.
I know there's many locations of practically the whole area, so I don't think anyone's going to.
Well, we're a population of 60 odd thousand, and they're talking about 13,000 outage. So that's.
Who knows? I mean, you can go to the Halton Hills Hydro website. And you find out exactly what's going on. I just haven't got around to it yet, but. Is it affecting other areas too? I guess maybe. It's a grid from Hydro One, so
it sounds like a main feeder that they're working on.
They're putting new equipment in, so they have to do it.
Yeah,
right. But I've never. Do you ever remember that happening before?
But 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning, we all want to sleep in anyway.
We didn't have this
I've
size
never
of
heard of it
population
happening
back then
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, you're right.
It's got to be
grown,
increased
haven't it?
somehow.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably what it is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Growing
Adding
demand.
more.
Growing demand. How's my godly look, by the way? Am I still getting the sun right in the air?
Your spirit has left.
My spirit has left. It's gone. It's gone into infinity. All right. So, so there's a power outage coming, and we're all happy about
Saturday
that.
morning, October 22nd, 5 a.m. till 10 a.m.
Now, the Raiders, they won midweek.
Yeah.
They beat the Brantford 99ers 4-2. And then we are hosting Stouffville at 5:30, okay?
Yeah, I know,
Mark
That's right.
Now,
5:30
you
now.
see, for years, we keep 7. Why do you have the Raiders on and the Leafs at the same time, for God's sakes? Everybody that's a Raider fan is a Leaf fan. And, are you going to sit in your own living room and eat your popcorn, or are you going to go? Now, take the kids. This is done for the kids. That's why they've done it 5:30. So you can go out with the kids, buy them a couple of hot dogs, get yourself a pop, be a kid again with your family, and go to a Georgetown Raiders game because they're playing well lately.
Mm-hmm.
We used to, when we were kids going with our parents, we used to go and the kids would all run around like lunatics while the parents sat and avidly watched when we were young.
I lived in the rink.
Fun.
I lived in the rink.
Yeah. This is a hockey town, if there ever was one, and the Raiders really, and I'll tell you, the home games have been almost sold out, and that's good. And then the new owners, you're doing a good job.
And that new time, I think that new time was brilliant. Yeah.
Don't forget, we have Don Cherry on Halton Hills Online Radio.
Don't forget.
Every Saturday morning at 9, and we have him on as well during the week, 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. So we have his podcast on our local radio. Don't forget our local radio.
Take a Wednesday stroll with Don Cherry.
That's right. And Don, I'm so proud we all are to have Don Cherry.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
When that news came in, I was dancing, man.
That's right. That's right.
You
I
know,
mean,
Don, I grew up watching this man my whole life.
This guy's an icon.
Me too.
He's like Burton Cummings, Don Cherry,
Yeah,
Brian Mulroney.
Even Bachman Turner Overdrive, Randy Bachman.
Yes,
like it just.
Yes, the Beachcombers.
Rick Mercer.
There you go. He's up there with them. I mean, he's just an iconic figure in Canada, and to have him as the only radio network to have him on, that's pretty cool. All right, don't forget our local radio too. I'm on in the morning. We have Leah Lywood, who makes a mess with all her albums and stuff all over the place. She's on from 10 till 2. Interesting mix, and from 2 to 6, a guy by the name of Lee Lakin.
Somebody like that, yeah.
And we have Moose Tracks at 6, and the Gatekeeper from 7, and lots of stuff on the weekend, Big 20, Top 40 Timeline, all that stuff. And but we're proud to, and our listenership's going up on the radio. We play local artists too.
Everything's going up. Why not us?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The new age of radio is here. How are we doing for time?
30 minutes.
30.
Hang
We
on.
got time. We can have some fun. Anything you want to get off your chest?
Oh, please.
What did
careful.
I do?
Who's got the magic beat button?
Opened up a can of worms. You know, one thing that really upsets me is people that go to variety stores and they play their lottery
ticket guys.
while you're waiting to buy your candy bar, and they're going and you think they're almost finished, and and give me an encore. Oh, and I think why don't you get your own line?
They do. They almost need two people, one to handle the lottery tickets and the one that handles everything
Because it
else.
happened to me at a local store 3 times in the last week where I had to wait for some. And I'm not saying don't do it. Don't do it on my time. Can't we get another lineup in Circle K or something for somebody wanting to buy? But they don't have the manpower. I know, but come on, people. When you're buying lottery tickets, remember there's a guy wanting to just eat his crunchy bar and go home.
It's the only time you see a lineup in a convenience store.
Yeah.
Other than that, and then it doesn't become a convenience store anymore because it's not convenient.
It's not convenient anymore. Now you're sounding like Seinfeld. You're supposed to hold
the reservation.
The reservation. You're supposed to hold it.
You know how to take the reservation,
but
you just don't know how to hold the reservation.
You know what I mean? But, the lineups for that. And Fred's Towing, of course, they're looking for drivers.
Yeah.
And because Terry
retired.
Terry Layton has retired from Fred's Towing. Now, they had a big party for him.
Right.
And lovable guy.
Oh, God, yeah. I've known Terry all my life. So
Terry Layton has pulled everyone out of the ditch in Georgetown, I think, at one time or another. And he was never had a day off, always showed up for work. And he's going to be sadly missed. So we wanted to say from all of us here at the crew, all the best, Terry. All the best to Fred's Towing in the future. And hope you young guys learned from Terry because he taught you everything you know.
I bet you still didn't learn everything he knew.
No, and you'll still see him around town.
Oh,
He's
God,
kind of like a rock star in a way.
Pretty much.
Because he'll walk around. Oh, it's Terry. How you doing, buddy? How are you? That's good though.
No, like I say, I've known Terry since I was this big. I had the scrapyard with Fred down in Limehouse, and
he was. There was a video on YouTube of Georgetown, and it's from the '70s, and there's a bunch of guys playing frisbee out in front of the old hamburger joint there. What's it used to be called? Dogs and Suds, and they're playing frisbees, and that actually is Terry.
Yeah,
he was in his 20s, but he's been around town forever, and he'll certainly be missed. And he was always a friendly light in the night when you were.
Oh God, Had tow truck saving your bacon.
Yeah. What a life those tow truck drivers have. It's kind of an exciting life too, eh?
You're out there
not exciting, but
it's a lot. It's a lot of work. They work hard, man. They're hard working. They're hard working people.
Absolutely.
Or crazy, one or the other.
We're going to work crazy. So don't forget to get out and vote in the local election
coming up soon. Yeah.
And as we said before, we're going to miss Rick, and.
Good luck to all the candidates across all the wards and regional stuff. And
it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the local election because you know what? I have no idea who will win this.
No.
I mean, look at the names on that list, it could be any one of them.
No.
There's a few newcomers too. There's Brian, of course, Brian Lewis, and Ken Page, and Rob Guittardi Rob's not new. He ran a couple of elections ago, I think.
We could also probably congratulate Alex Hilson for becoming president of the Optimist Club as well.
Oh, yes. Boy, that guy is busy.
The guy just doesn't.
He's the Energizer Bunny's leader.
I was going to a DJ gig last night out in Caledon, and I was going up Churchill, heading north up towards the highest point in Halton. And there he is, trucking down the road, headphones on, just giving her,
Who, Alex?
Alex.
God. And you see Chris Golden all over.
Yeah, that's well, we ran into him at Zena's there last week, so you know.
I love
active guys and acting, and they're good friends of ours. And
hello to Zena Pallister, who's going to be streaming our radio station for everyone.
Yeah, you'll be walking downtown listening to it. So
yeah, and she's Zena is going to sponsor our local news on the radio every morning. So, and you'll get a gentle reminder every morning of where she is and what she does.
Yes, there you go.
That's what we do with our Facebook and our radio together and our video.
Another fun partnership with a local community member and business owner.
So don't forget, we're brought to you by Max Tires, and of course they have the best deals on tires and accessories, and they also auto repairs, of course, as well. Easy Taxi looking for drivers. Fred's Towing is looking for drivers. Everyone in town is looking for workers. And, you know, it's sad, really, because there's a lot of people sitting at home on their ass doing nothing.
Yeah, even Alan, the guy I just landed a job with, said the same thing to me. He says, just nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work. You know, I don't know who's funding their life, but you know, there's a point where you got to go back to work, guys. So, yeah, we're brought, and it's 905-873-9255 is the phone number for Max Tires. Don't you forget it. And, of course, now you guys are going to have to help me with what's going on here. Am I standing on my wire?
You're on both of them. Okay,
am I on both of them?
Move your foot.
All right.
No, you're standing on mine, though.
All right. Oh, I'm standing on yours.
That sounds good.
I can't remember what we're supposed to say at the end. What were we supposed to say? Because I usually have it written down. Community is driven, what?
By community.
Yeah.
You navigate.
And we drive. See, I wanted to prolong that because we're trying to gain time.
Trying to aggravate Leah is what he's really trying to do.
Aggravate Leah. And she already did her mom's spit over here, put my mic on properly. Yeah. But thank you for joining us, and don't forget to join us on the radio too. And
Halton Hills Online, we're rebuilding the website, but
yes,
you can still listen in. You can get our YouTube link and our Facebook link and all that stuff.
We're rebuilding our website. It's going to be a big monster website.
Monster man.
Leah Lywood is our webmaster, as a matter of fact. Right there.
She's becoming a webmaster.
You ever met her?
No.
She wears shawls and leather pants.
Yeah. Pleather
pants. All right, guys, have a good week. We'll see you next week. I don't know where we're going to be, but
we'll be somewhere.
We might be in our studio in Halton Hills, but I think we're pushing it here because I'm kind of chilly now.
Yeah, it's getting cool
we got
now.
Another show to do.
Yeah.
Peace. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin for Leah Lywood. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch everybody next week and on the B-side.
Oh, I screwed it up right. Let me do it again. She's just going to
lose it.
I know. I was kind of heavy on the last ding. But have a good
have a good week, everybody.
That's why you play music. You don't make music.
I know how to bug her, don't I? I just got her. She's just ready to kill me. I love it. It's a hobby of mine.
Oh, God, that was funny.
Making her upset. It's a hobby.